I got a feeling that this could be a little more than feelings. If I'm being honest, honestly, you got me where you want it. You got me playing every card, spending all my time trying to find out more about you. Cause I really want you in my space, picking up every call, falling, all my money's on you. I never knew I needed love, needed love, needed love. I always thought I'd be enough, be enough, be enough. You show me what it means to see outside of me. God knows what I'd be missing. Now I really need your love, need your love, need your love.
Just wanted to say, first of all, welcome. What a beautiful place. Happy to have the Kirk family here, Rhonda and Jeff. Fantastic. Of course, our immediate family, the wedding party, and friends. Happy you're all here. You couldn't imagine a more beautiful place than Estes Park, right? A little chilly, but we'll get through that. No problem. No problem. So before we get to dinner, just a few comments about the bride and groom. First of all, Sean, our baby. Our youngest, right? And amazing that we're here. So happy for you and Gillian. You know, Sean growing up and through the years, you know, he was always one of these kids that was sort of very friendly to everybody, outgoing. You know, anybody he met, they seemed to be engaged with him. Really a nice young man, and whether it's friends or whatever it was. But he always made people feel comfortable. And I remember times where he was teaching young kids how to play lacrosse or whatever, and he would spend 20, 30 minutes getting these kids how to throw a lacrosse stick, whatever it was. But that was Sean, right? And then you have the other Sean, you know, the Sean that, you know, I'm doing it my way, right? And that's not a bad thing, but it's just, you know, so Sean always cut his own course, right? And whether it's the friendships that he built, you know, through high school and college and afterwards, whether it was deciding to be a defensive lineman in youth football. None of our family played football, but Sean was darn gonna be a football lineman, right? And he did that for like 7 or 8 years. I remember we were at the Penn State, and he told the Penn State lacrosse coach, I'm gonna play football up here, and I'm gonna be a starter on the lacrosse team. You know, but that was Sean. He had his vision of things he wanted to do. Of course, at Penn State, you know, wearing bathrobes all around campus, you know, classes, tailgates, whatever, you know. But he was comfortable in that. That was Sean. Always comfortable in that way. So the last funny story is, so when, you know, he math major, and you know, he said, well, look, I want to grow my hair long. And we said, okay, fine, you can grow your hair long, but you have to have at least a 3.0 cum all the way through college. So junior year, sophomore year, hair gets longer, you know, 3.0 or better, he's doing fine. Last semester in college, hair's down to here. He slips a little bit at graduation, just under the 3.0. We didn't do anything about that. But I said, well, Sean, what are you going to do when you graduate? He goes, well, I want to be a math teacher. I said, okay. So where are you going to do that? You have a math degree. He said, well, Dad, there's places that have these certificate programs. So I said, okay, fine. I got him a job at a construction company. He had a choice of earning, you know, $25 an hour, and the guy would bring him into the construction world, or he was going to be sweeping the floors at $15. Dad, I'm going to be a math teacher. I'm going to take the $15 an hour job. Fine. I come home from travel mid-July, right after he graduates. We're sitting around dinner, and Sue says to Sean, tell your dad about your job. He goes, I said, you got a job? He goes, yeah. I'm now going to be a math teacher and a football coach in Celeste, Texas. I said, Celeste, Texas? Where the heck is that? Anyway, to shorten the story, he goes down to Celeste. Sue takes him down there in 2 weeks, get him set up in a boarding house, gets a car, all this other stuff, and he becomes the Friday night coach for football and teaching math at Celeste. So Sean, all I will say is, you always follow your dreams, and we're very proud of you. And I'm happy you're down in Texas doing your math work. I'm glad you gave up the football stuff. That's a bit of a killer. But anyway, Gillian, it's so great to know you over these last 2.5, 3 years. You're a lovely woman. You're all the trials and tribulations. You have such a positive outlook on life, and we embrace that totally. We're so happy for you. So happy you found your profession in the vegan world, baking world. Couldn't be more happy for you and the future that holds, hopefully, and your your storefront, etc. So, but just so happy for both of you. You both have your ideas and your goals, and now you'll be united together in that. And we're just very proud of you. So, before I ask you to raise your glass, I have a little, just a little toast. And if I can bring this up. So, here's the good ships, and wooden ships, and ships that sails the seas. But the best ships are friendships. May they always be. Long life, love you. Cheers. Cheers.
Hi, everybody. Hello. I'm Maddie, for those of you who don't know me. I'm Gillian's best friend from childhood. We have literally known each other since we were about 2 years old. So it's over 20 plus years of friendship. And I just thought I would impromptu a little speech. So I am also part of the reason Gillian and Sean met. It was through me talking to someone and them meeting on Halloween night back in 2020. So I thought I would read some text messages between me and Gillian from starting November 1st, 2020, the night after Gillian and Sean met. Immediately. It's starting with me. Jeff is the guy I was talking to, so if you hear me reference him, that's who it is. Jeff just told me his friend thought you were cute. This is the night after they met. And for reference, Sean did not ask Gillian for her number that night. And Gillian says, I mean, is he wrong? Because I'm pretty cute. I'm kidding. LOL, he was cute. She said, tell Jeff's friend to hit me up. I said, I'm waiting for him to respond, but I will. He said his friend was interested, and I said you thought his friend was cute too. But it was a little obvious his friend was interested in you. Gillian said, was it obvious? I'm just oblivious. I like him though. I said I thought it was obvious that his friend was interested, and I thought he was gonna ask for your Snap or Instagram or number. It was hella obvious. And Gillian said, oh wow, I'm oblivious. Then Gillian says, the second day, so this is now November 2nd, 2020. I've given Jeff Gillian's number to give to Sean. Sean has not texted her. Also have Jeff's freaking friend text me because he was waiting. He had not texted her after over a day of having her number. So I heard about it a lot. Now, November 3rd, 2020. Oh, PSA, Jeff's friend texted me. I said, how's it going? Good. He's so slow at texting, though. That could also be because he doesn't have an iPhone. And my messages to non-iPhones have been messing up. They were messing up. I said, at least you 100% know his friend is interested. And she said, haha, until he actually gets to know me and finds out I'm weird. And I said, I'm sure he's weird too. Now, this is November 9th. This is the day after their first date. Okay, hi. So I really like him. I said, okay, what happened? I have to know everything. Well, we played Prosecco Pong, and I literally almost won. I'm so pissed. He made it into the last cup before I did. And then we just talked a lot, and we watched some Schitt's Creek. And it was funny, because we were sitting down, and after like an episode or two, he decided to put his arm around me. I said, "Why is that so adorable?" And now this is also later, on November 9th. I got this text from Gillian. "Hi, I really like Sean. I'm a happy gal." And that's the last text message I'll share because a lot has to be redacted. Mostly because between the times of Sean texting, he was taking so much time, me and Gillian denounced men altogether and said we were gonna marry each other. But after that first date, she was done. She knew she wanted to be with him after that first date. And now here we are at their rehearsal dinner the night before their wedding, and I could not be happier for you. I knew right away that there was just something special between you two from that first night we met. He was just so interested and talked to you all night and was just so impressed by you, which who wouldn't be? Gillian's honestly amazing. And I'm really happy. So if we all want to raise our glasses and give a toast to the happy couple. I love you guys so much. Cheers.
Hey everybody, just want to tell a couple stories about Sean. For those who don't know me, my name is Roca, first name Daniel, but everyone calls me Roca. I met Sean through our friend Kenny. We were all going to different high schools and introduced me to Sean, and to Sean's dad's speech, the testament of Sean being super friendly, super welcoming to everybody, immediately became a great friend. Spent plenty of time with Sean throughout the years, but I have 3 short stories that I wanted to share about how Sean, not really how he's grown, but how he stayed consistently Sean throughout the years. And I tell you, I've known Sean since about 2009. We were freshmen in high school. He's been the same guy, and it's refreshing and it's lovely to know somebody like that. So the first story I'll share, senior year of high school, it's coming towards the end of the year. We're all getting really excited to go off to summer break and then off to college and go our separate ways. And we go to IHOP. First thing we do is we immediately dare Sean to chug some syrup. We didn't even have to convince him. He already had the syrup up in the air, and he's just pouring it in his mouth. It's going, I think he drank at least like 3-4 shots of syrup that night. That's one of the very, very great things about Sean. He's willing to do a lot of bets. He's willing to take a lot of bets, and he's going to see it through, and he's going to see it through the Sean way. So, love that about Sean. Second story I have, I came to visit him at Penn State, and he's like, "Hey, we've got a great night planned. We're going to go camping. We're going to figure this out." He had absolutely nothing planned. It was a cold front, and we were staying up in like a mountain, just kind of like a mountainside somewhere. Didn't have a sleeping bag for me, so I slept in a hammock in a cold front, freezing until around 6 a.m. And then he gave me his sleeping bag to warm up. And then the last story I have is a few years ago when his parents first moved to the lake house. He invited me over to spend some time for 4th of July weekend. We get over there. We're both super excited to just spend some time with each other. It's been a couple of years. And we light some fireworks. Problem was, we didn't set up the fireworks really well. So the fireworks are going. We get a few off. They go well. They go right over the lake. Gorgeous fireworks. Really nice 4th of July weekend. And then the last firework we're about to set off falls over. We both go running for it. We're stumbling on who needs to grab it and pick it up. We eventually figure it out. Luckily, it didn't blow up in our hands and we didn't lose our fingers. That probably wouldn't have gone very well. And yeah, that was the last story I have. But, just a couple of stories about Sean just being Sean being such a great guy, but still being himself all these years that I've known him. And it's been a pleasure to know him. It's been a pleasure to get to know Gillian. She's a great woman. She matches his personality perfectly. I don't think that there could be a better match for the two of them. So, a toast to Sean and Gillian. Hopefully you guys have plenty of adventures. Don't lose your fingers.
All right. I'm Kristen, one of Jillian's bridesmaids, and we go back to, 5-6 years ago when we were working a front desk job together. That was truly awful. And nothing brings people together like a bad job, you know? The number of times Gillian would roll in late and be like, they don't want me here. I'm just coming whenever I want. Anyways, it was great, iconic. She's an icon in our presence, and I'm honored to be your friend and to know you and to see the way that you've grown so much as a human and a businesswoman in every single way imaginable, and then to have known you for years, and then you come along, Sean, and to see the way y'all balance each other out is so wonderful, so beautiful. Jillian's 25th birthday dinner, when you're 25, your brain's fully developed. So at her birthday dinner, we all show up, and Sean has a bag full of brains that are stress balls and pass them out. Like the waitress got some, the busboys got some, everybody got some brain stress balls. I still have a couple in my purse if anyone wants them, plenty to go around. And I just love the way that you keep Gillian light and you keep him grounded, and y'all have so much fun together, and just the balance y'all bring and how driven you both are and how much fun you have together is just so beautiful and wonderful. And I love the team that y'all are, and it's an honor to be here on this snowy Colorado evening with y'all. So thanks for having us. Cheers. Forgot that part. Woo.
Buddy. I'm Caroline. I'm married to Mac, who's the best man, brother to Sean. And honestly, I just want to talk about how amazing, I literally am going to cry. I can't even look at them. These two are, and loved getting to know them over the past couple of years. Sean, first of all, my brother in marriage, and just like so many memories flooding back of how you showed up during our wedding, and just every moment that I've known you the past couple of years. There's this trend going around on the internet. The younger people will know, the older people just don't worry about it, but it's called golden retriever energy. And Sean has that so much. He is the warmest, most loving, most loyal person. Like, I remember the first time I ever went home with Mac to visit his family. I was so nervous and I was so stressed, and Sean came in with the strongest, most warm, beautiful hug and the biggest laugh and the biggest voice. And I just remember, I'll always remember, honestly, like sitting on a noodle in the middle of Smith Mountain Lake drinking a White Claw, and Sean carrying on a conversation for like 2 full hours, full of questions, just asking me everything about myself and just being the kindest, most welcoming spirit. And that really set the tone for me and made me feel so at home. And I just love you. You're so wonderful. You are one of a kind. You're the only person who can challenge, besides Bree, who can challenge my brother in a board game. And you are just the most fun, warm light that shows up everywhere. And I know Jilly felt that the minute she saw you. And Gillian, you are also one of a kind, just an incredible force. Gorgeous, brilliant. The only thing you need to know about Gillian is that she doesn't even taste any of her baked goods, and they're the best thing you've ever had. Like, I don't understand what kind of witchcraft you're doing over there, but you are a brilliant mind. You have such a vision and such a drive, but you're also so kind and selfless, and I am so proud to know you, and now to be your sister, it is such an honor. Gillian made our wedding cake, but honestly, that's like such a reductive version of how I know her. She's just been the most loving, beautiful visionary in our world since I've been in it, honestly. And getting to know your friends and family during your bachelorette party, and also during Thanksgiving, which was my first Thanksgiving away from my own family, which was wild. I went to Texas. They have turf there. They fry their turkeys. Very foreign to me. I wore heels. I don't know. It's a northern girl thing, but like your grandparents, I love you guys. You are my grandparents now, whether you like it or not. You are mine. Can't wait to have next Thanksgiving together. Your parents, the most loving, wonderful people, and I couldn't have felt more welcome around their table. I loved traipsing through New York with Rhonda and the gang and going viral twice on TikTok for being absolutely ridiculous. All parties involved. It really is just such a special union, and there's so much warmth and love in the room. There's so many, like Gillian, joining the Moylan family has been one of the great honors of my life. It is a party. It is love. It is having your back no matter what. And I know your family mirrors that same energy, so I'm literally crying. But everyone, raise your glass to the best couple we know. May you have a lifetime of love and happiness. You absolutely deserve each other, and that's the highest compliment I can give. Cheers. Mic drop.
All right, are we hot? All right, cool. How we doing? I'm Kenny. Some of y'all know me, some of y'all don't. Maybe it's for the better. I've known Sean since the 7th grade, been my ride or die, and I say that because he's literally driven me everywhere. I think I owe him gas money in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. And that's a serious thing. I've ridden in a car with Sean so much. You know, there's a lot of good memories of us screaming like just songs into the windshield and almost dying that I knew it was real when Gillian decided to drive across country with him. Because, like, how? I don't know. So, I mean, it's a good thing. Now, the one thing I'll remember about Sean the most is how he let me talk him into, instead of going on a senior trip to the beach, we decided to go to Canada. Decided to take him on a trip to Toronto, Canada, in one of our friend's mom's minivans. We get up there and do absolutely nothing of value. Like, it's, granted, categorically, an awful trip. Wouldn't trade it for anything. We saw a rugby game for a team that, does it still exist? I don't know. The scarf's somewhere in my mom's house. There's proof somewhere of it. But just shows how cool Sean is for just, listening to people. Like, I don't think I could have talked anyone else into doing that, because the rest of our friends were like, no. Why? They weren't going to go anywhere at all. It's like, no, let's go to Toronto. It's going to be great. It's going to be crazy. None of those things. But, raise a glass to Sean's perseverance, for him being the stick in the mud, yet somehow we all love. For you, Sean. To Toronto.
Hi, everyone. I'm Nick. I'm one of the groomsmen. I met Sean. We were random freshman roommates at Penn State. And I got the email, and everything was like, this is your roommate. I tried to find him on Facebook. That took a while because Moylan was not his name on Facebook. So I had to go hunt you. Your last name on Facebook at the time was Ostrich. So that threw a whole spanner in the works. I messaged him, and the first thing Sean ever said to me, I had never met him, was, yeah, man, don't worry. I'm not some sort of Satanist or voodoo worshiper or anything like that. And somehow I decided to continue to live with him. Didn't change my mind. Could have asked for a new one. I was like, I'll take this chance here. It was probably the best chance I could have taken at Penn State. Sean was the best roommate you could have asked for. Easy friend. He had done some pre-college camping thing, so we had some friends already. Made my transition a lot easier. I came from a school that didn't have many people that went to Penn State, so I didn't have a big group, and Sean kind of brought me into that group. It was great. We had some great people that lived with us, and it was the quintessential Sean. He just brought everyone in, no matter if they wanted to be in or not. Sean was bringing them with him, so it made it easy. I'll throw in the first night we were at Penn State. We got there early. We went out with some of our friends, and I'd only been there about twice before I accepted and decided to go to Penn State. and Sean had a lava lamp in our dorm window. And I decided to go home early. I had no idea where I was going. Google Maps wasn't really helping me because it didn't really narrow it down for you. And I just saw a lava lamp in the distance. And I just knew I was home, and that was where I was headed. And luckily it was the right room, but no. Living with Sean for the first 2 years of college was definitely one of the highlights for me. And Gillian, good luck.
Hello, hi. I know I've been wandering around. I'm taking pictures and video today, but I've actually known Gillian since she was in seventh grade. I was her and Maddie's 7th grade and 8th grade theater teacher back in the day. And so I've seen her grow up, and I loved her. She just was such a sweet personality, and if it speaks to her character, her and a group of girls, I would let them come in, and they would use my microwave, and I would have lunch with them every day, and it was the highlight of my day. Honest to God, it was, yeah, I loved that time. And I think when she would get done with other classes, she'd come back into theater and just kind of hang out with me. And, I was really sad when she went to high school, but she kept in touch with me and invited me to the shows that she was in. And I've always felt really grateful that I've gotten to just see her grow up and see the person that she's turned into, because she's amazing. And one thing that I noticed about Sean, I've met him just a few times, but what stands out to me, Sean, is that you are always there, helping Gillian. And as a person who really cares about her, my heart swells because I see someone that loves her so well, because you're always helping her deliver cakes. I actually ran into them at a wedding. I was like, oh, hey, how's it going? And Sean was there, and he was helping her deliver the cake for the wedding. And he has her back. And I think they both have each other's back, and they're just so in love. Even yesterday when we were doing the adventure session, it was so cold. Gillian said she thought she was going to die. But I'm glad you didn't. But one thing that really touched me is that even when we weren't rolling for film or I wasn't taking pictures, they knew I was done. He was being so doting, and he would give her a kiss after we stopped, And I can tell you, I photograph a ton of people, and most of the time the groom is like, okay, I'm doing this for you, I only kisses her when I'm telling them to, but he was just so in love, kissing her, holding her, wiping the hair away from her face, even when I didn't ask him to. And I thought, man, this is a couple that's gonna make it. This is a couple that loves each other, and I just couldn't be happier for the two of you. So I am just over the moon excited to be here and to help your story and to just be a part of it again. So thanks for having me. I love you, Gillian. I love you too, Sean. So.